Good morning. It's an honor for me to stand here as we introduce our new men's golf coach. Before I get to Coach Covich, let me first thank folks who served on the committee. Matt Borman from the Mountaineer Athletic Club chaired the committee. Terry Howes, our senior women's administrator, was on the committee, as well as Dr. Jack Watson from CPAS, the College of Physical Activity and Sports Sciences. And then we had two gentlemen from the PGA on the committee, Ken Tackett, who, when we started this process, was with the West Virginia Golf Association. He has since moved to the PGA, and Andy Pazder, both folks that have very strong connections to WVU, and they were, I think, invaluable with their advice as we went through the process. So this is a really momentous occasion, and it's great that we're all gathered to announce the new coach, Sean Covich, most recently at Mississippi State. We're delighted to have Sean as our new men's golf coach. He had a great track record as the head coach down at Meridian Community College, and I think what impressed the committee, really all of us, was the fact that he took Meridian Community College, a relatively small school, from the NJCAA Division II level up to the NJCAA Division I level, and in just the second year of being at the Division I level, you took the team to the national championship, finished second in the national championship, started off that next year as a #1 rated team in the country. Obviously, building a men's golf program here is going to involve a lot of work and also a lot of patience. And I think Sean's track record down at Meridian was really very impressive. He then spent 3 years down at Mississippi State as the assistant coach, and I'll let Sean tell about his experience there. But the Bulldogs moved up the ladder, and I think we're as high as 27th in the nation. Won a bunch of tournaments in the SEC where there's some awful good golf. And so it's really an honor for us to have Sean and his wife Kate here in Morgantown. We're very excited about the opportunity. What's also unique, of course, about having a new men's golf coach is that it means we have a men's golf team, which we haven't had since 1982, a 32-year gap. And it's not often in today's world of intercollegiate athletics that we're able to start or restart, if you will, or rejuvenate a men's athletic program. It seems as though around the country more and more men's programs get cut as opposed to getting launched. So this is a real tremendous opportunity for the university to bring back a team that hasn't been on the scene for 32 years. I can't say enough about the support that the alumni from the men's golf program have provided to us over the years. Matt Borman in particular and the Mountaineer Athletic Club have done a marvelous job of reconnecting with many alumni going back to the 60s, guys who played for Charlie Hockenberry and others who remembered the old golf course before the hospital was built, of course, before the stadium was built. So it's really neat to see these former student athletes, former golfers, reconnect with the university, and not just reconnect, but support the university in a very big way. I think we're up to $1.8 million of commitments for golf endowed scholarships, because we want to make sure that this program sticks around forever, right? We don't want this program to be dropped in the past. And a good bit of that money has come from our former golfers. And as you suspect, there are many very successful guys in that category of former golfers, federal judges, doctors, lawyers, successful business people. So we're really delighted with the support that the men's golf program alumni have provided to our program. So with that, a momentous occasion, we're delighted to announce that Sean Covich will be our first head men's golf coach with the rejuvenated team, the first person who can say he's head coach for men's golf at WVU since 1982. So Sean, welcome to Morgantown.
Thank you. Thank you. This is an exciting day, not only for me and my family, but for West Virginia University, as the men's golf program is restored. Like Oliver said, 32 years since we've had a varsity Mountaineer golf team, so I know that's why everybody's here. Everybody's excited. I mean, I'm sure you want to meet me too, but that's the real story to me. It's not Sean Covich, it's Mountaineer golf is back. And so I'm excited, my wife's excited. We've met so many people the last few hours. We got in at midnight, so it's been kind of a whirlwind, but just could not be happier to be here. Like Oliver said, I want to thank the search committee too. I got to know some great people: Matt Borman with Mountaineer Athletic Club, Kelly Cunningham, Terry House, athletic director Oliver Luck. I want to thank just the entire university for welcoming me here. This is a great honor to be the next head coach. I know it's been 32 years since you guys have had a head coach, so I'm excited to be here. I do need to say a couple quick thank yous on a personal level. Clay Homan, who has been my boss for the last 3 years at Mississippi State, he gave me an opportunity to coach at this level. He called me up from the junior college ranks, and I simply would not be here without him. He was a great coach, but he's also a dedicated husband and father, and so I learned how to do both of those successfully, be a dedicated family man and also a successful coach. So I want to thank him, for modeling that for me. I want to thank my wife. Her support, wouldn't be here without her. And then, of course, all the players. If you're a coach, the only reason, if you are good, the only reason you're good is because of your players, their hard work. So from my first recruiting class at Meridian Community College in 2006 to the last recruiting class we put together at Mississippi State, I want to thank every single one of those players. And, I'm here because of them, nothing I've done. So thank you to those guys. Like I said, today is a great day. It's all about West Virginia reestablishing the men's program. Obviously, there's a lot of questions concerning where we're going to practice, what we're going to do. We won't have a team until 2015. I've got a checklist of 300 things I want to get done, but like Oliver said, I'm going to exercise some patience and build this thing the right way. My first goal is to get out and recruit. I'm actually going to do that this week and this weekend and next weekend and the week after that. So we've got a lot of catching up to do. Need to get out there and look at 2015, 16s, and 17s. But I'm excited about that opportunity. As far as men's golf here at West Virginia, the timing could not be better with the partnership with the Big 12. As you guys know, Big 12 conference set the standard for men's golf. When you talk about Oklahoma State, Texas, Oklahoma, they have set the standard for men's golf. So for us to join the Big 12, that's instantly going to really pique some interest from some recruits. They can say, wow, you're in the Big 12. It does not get any better than that. So I'm excited to be here at West Virginia. It's a special place. I know the school has won over 20 national championships. It probably, won one this year, another one. So 100 conference titles. This program is a national program, and so for me to be here is just absolutely an honor. I know the fan base is very passionate. It's probably the most loyal fan base in the country, and so we've already experienced a lot of people reaching out to us saying, hey, we're glad you're a Mountaineer, and let's go out there and win. And so the support from this fan base is just unbelievable. And like Oliver said, the former golfers, I can't wait to get out there, meet them, hopefully play a few rounds with them, and I know they're excited. But basically, I'm honored to be here. I'm ready to get to work, and I thank you for this opportunity. So, any questions?
Sean, both you and Oliver mentioned patience taking to build a program here. Have you even thought about what kind of time taking? Are you a guy who wants to succeed right now, or to slowly build a program?
Well, this is such a unique situation. We're not walking in here where there's been a program that has not been successful or has been very successful. There's been nothing here for 32 years. And so I think we need to do it the right way. But, I've been to postseason. I've coached 8 years, and I've been to postseason 8 years with either an individual or a team. So I want to keep that going. So obviously I want to win right away. Is that going to be realistic? I don't know, but I'm going to try. And so I just want to build it the right way, but with the intent of always competing. Not really having an excuse of, well, we're just starting out. I still want to win that first tournament whenever we tee it up in 2015. Maybe a lofty goal, but that's all I know how to do. So hopefully that answers that question.
So can you draw what we're talking about, how you were able to take ready from one division to the next division as a college? Is there any similarities to doing that to building this from the ground up?
Well, I mean, it comes down to getting good players. Recruiting is the key, and I think that's any sport. That's no secret. Everybody in this room, if they're a fan, they know it's all about recruiting. And so, I guess so. I can kind of draw back because I remember we went after a different player once we had more scholarship money. Once we could say, hey, we're playing at the highest level here, you'll get more attention from Big 12 schools, SEC schools. So I think that helps, but it all came back to recruiting. Just get the best players possible, and so it's not really a secret, but that'll be my formula.
Talk about recruiting, like one of your first steps. You actually signed getting down and like put the red shirt in, or what?
Well,
Or you just look for younger.
Well, I think I'm going to start looking at 2015s because we'll start competing in 2015. Well, there might be a transfer situation or something, but that'll be my goal. Start looking at 2015s, and I know there's possibly some players here already on campus. Some kids that want to play, and we want to do some sort of walk-on tournament eventually. Obviously, have to work through compliance and figure out when we want to do that. But that's something that I think would be kind of special. And I know there's some good players on this campus already that want to be a part of the team. I know there's a good club team. I know some kids that possibly have transferred in from other teams that go to West Virginia University. So, I'd love to reach out to them, maybe have a tournament and just see. Maybe there's a kid that could help us. I talked about Clay Homan, my boss in Mississippi State. He was a walk-on in Mississippi State. He ended up being all SEC. And so Jason Duffner is a great example, kind of an unrecruited guy that went to Auburn, walked on there, and he won a PGA championship. So maybe there's somebody like that here in West Virginia. So we want to give them that opportunity. Right.
Where do you even start? Where are the first couple items?
Probably take my wife to dinner tonight. It's going to be number one. Find a place to live. But as far as with the golf program specifically, hopefully it's a common theme. But get out there and recruit. I want to get out there, see the kids, and then also get to know the golf community. That includes PGA club professionals, which I've met this morning, a few of them in town. Green superintendents, the membership, because they're really the backbone of our program. Having golf courses that we can play and reaching out to them and letting them feel part of this program. And so I really want to get out there and meet them. And so it's an advantage really not having a team for a whole year, because I can focus on recruiting, getting out and meeting people, kind of establishing the groundwork for where we're going to practice, when we're going to practice, what courses we're going to have in our rotation. And so that's kind of where I'll start.
When you go to find this kind of practice, like what kind of things will be important?
Well, first of all, we want to be at a course that wants us there, and obviously the better the golf course is, the better that is. But for kids, when they look at golf programs, one of the first questions they're going to ask, where do you play and how many courses do you play? So the more courses we kind of have in our rotation, the better. And then also proximity, how close are they to campus, how many times do you play them a week. But just this area and this state has great facilities. I mean, I'm super excited. I mean, all over the state, there's great golf courses. And here in town, there's great golf courses. And right across the border, Pennsylvania, there's great golf courses. So I think we have an advantage there, and we can really add a lot of courses to our rotation. So really, I just look at that place, the quality of golf course. But first of all, they have to want us there. Hopefully they want West Virginia to be good, and they'll welcome us. And then we'll be out there, and we'll play anywhere. I think the more courses you can play, the more conditions you can see, the different types of layouts. That really prepares you. I've been in the South where we play on Bermuda grass, Champions Bermuda greens. We just went up to the regional in Illinois. It was bent grass fairways, bent grass greens, kind of that bluegrass rough, and we were not used to it. And so if we could have played a golf course in Mississippi State that might have prepared us better, we might have done better. So I think the more courses you can see, the more conditions you can prepare for.
Compare in any way, you've not been on being a golf coach to a football coach.
Oh, wow.
How different are those two jobs, and how will the coach do?
They're probably very, very, very different. I'm dealing with maybe 9 to 12 guys, and they're dealing with hundreds, or I know at least 85 or more, and they're probably a little more intense than golf. Golf, it helps to be. I don't know if anybody's watched Jason Duffner play. It looks like he doesn't even have a pulse. He's just out there, nothing affects him. And some of the best golfers have that mentality of nothing really phases them. Whereas football, obviously, you're trying to, get emotional and get ready to go. So luckily, I'm not a football coach. But similarities, I would say, being a college coach, you just need to be a good manager of all kind of different things: recruiting, budget, compliance, academics. Your fan base, all that kind of stuff. So I think that might be the only similarities, and then that's about all I can say, I guess.
You don't need them to build you a team room?
We will take one if they want to build us one. Yes.
Obviously, some that are unfamiliar with what a golf season, like when it starts, what happens, like how many home matches do you ideally keep looking at, kind of wondering if you could.
Well, college golf has changed the last, probably the last 30 years since we've had a golf team here. In its infancy, I guess, it was about matches. You would travel and go play Virginia or Maryland and play just a day match. You would play a match. Well, now they're invitationals, intercollegiate tournaments. So we might, play at Penn State, for example, and they would have 15 teams there. And we're competing in that tournament. And at that tournament, if you finished first, you went 14-0 that week. If you finished last, you went 0-14, or anywhere in between. So throughout the year, you kind of compile this record, and you might be 107 and 57 might be your record that year. And so that you would play about 4 or 5 matches, tournaments in the fall, and about 4 or 5 in the spring. It really is a year-round sport. The fall counts just like the spring. I know we're probably labeled a spring sport because our championship is in the spring, but what we do in August, September, October counts just as much as what we do in April and May. So it's a year-round sport. You just take a big break there from November to January, February, and so that's kind of the season for men's golf.
Home tournament matches?
Yeah, you can certainly do whatever you want. I mean, we can. That's something I want to do, is definitely host a home event. I don't know what it's going to look like, if we want to go in the fall, if we want to go late spring, where we want to host it. But luckily, I've got 14 months, to figure that out. But yeah, I definitely want to host a home event because you have an advantage, and it's a good chance for your fans to come out and watch. Families of your players can come out and watch, and it's just always good to have a home event. I've always been a part of a home event, hosted 2 a year, Meridian, and then we started a tournament at Mississippi State, the Old Waverly Invitational, and it's turned out to be a great event, and so I would want to do the same thing. It's gonna build up. I don't know the exact numbers, but at first we will not be at the 4.5. 4.5 is fully funded. Eventually we will be there. We're going to start below that and kind of build our way up.